Good morning, second graders. Mr. Hagen here. Today I want to teach you that readers visualize while they're reading poetry. This is a really important reading skill, not just in poetry, but in all the text types that you read. And I've noticed that many of you are becoming better and better in your reading, and you're going to start reading texts that don't have as many pictures. But what I want to teach you is the best pictures in your mind. And today you're going to learn how to think about what you're reading, how to visualize, and then you're going to get a chance to share the picture in your mind. I'd like to give you a quick lesson overview. So you've already heard the intro. Now we're in the overview. There's going to be a short mini lesson. Then you're going to choose from a list of poems that I found you. Some of them are challenging, some of them are easy, but they're all fun poems to read and then draw. Then you're going to choose from some different choices about how you're going to share. Then it'll be your chance to do it and share it on Seesaw. How do readers visualize? Well, first, do the reading. Then think about the details. Pay attention to words that the author's chosen and what the author's saying in the poem. Then create that picture in your mind. Today you're going to draw the picture, but normally the picture's in your mind. It's the movie in your head. Today we also want you to reread and revise, maybe add to your drawings and think about what the poems mean. I'm going to show you those 4 steps now. I picked a poem from Jane Yolen's book called Birds of a Feather, and this poem is called The Regal Eagle. The regal eagle sits alone upon a tree that serves as throne, but sometimes when the eagle flies, though this might come as some surprise, a mob of crows may, wing to wing, together drive away that king. Democracy in beak and claw find regal eagle's fatal flaw. And is that legal? I don't know. You'll have to ask a mobster crow. Okay, after you read a poem, take some time to think about the details. So for me, I had to look up what this word means, regal. And I actually just typed it into my device and found out that it means it's king or queen-like or royal. So for me, that detail really changed what this poem means. I didn't know what it meant before, but now I know that they're comparing this eagle to a king or queen. And it's sitting alone in a tree. And then the tree is serving as its throne. So a throne, I already know that a throne is a fancy chair that royal people sit in. And then down here it talks about a mob of crows. And I had to look that word up, and I learned that a mob is a disorderly group of people. It's like a group of angry people. So that helped me kind of make some visualizations in my mind about what's happening here, what these crows are doing with the eagle. And then I'm just picturing beaks and claws and what this piece means down here. I think that this means that they must be battling, okay? Here's the picture, just the quick sketch I did. So I have the tree down here, and I thought, I visualized a nest because I know that eagles don't really sit in thrones. So the movie in my mind has the eagle sitting in a nest, but the nest is kind of like a throne too. And here's the eagle, and I tried to make the eagle look really serious and kind of special, like a king. Now, when I went back and did the thinking, it helped me add more details. So I thought about the nest. Now, a nest is just made out of sticks, so it's kind of plain. But I know that thrones, I colored this back part red because they were made out of like fancy velvet, and they had like buttons on them. And sometimes thrones have gold and gems. So I think that helped my eagle become more royal-like or regal. And that was something I was kind of visualizing in my mind. And then this mob of crows part, I just drew 4. Maybe I should have drawn more, but I think I visualized them kind of flying around the eagle, and they're attacking the eagle. Readers, it's important that you remember to go back and reread and then see if you can add more and revise your drawing. Don't just settle for the first thing that you visualize and the first thing you sketch. Reread that poem and see if you can add more detail like I did. This is a good time in the video to take a screenshot or pause and get another device to scan this QR code. This QR code is going to take you to a document. And the document's separated into 3 parts. And there's a one chili part at the top with a poem about birthday cakes. waterfalls, and a special kind of dog called a dachshund. Then there's two chilly poems. One is called When the Tourists Come to Town, Dragonfly Lights, Cave, and another one called On Diamondback Snakes. And then for the three chilly poems, I picked a really short one that's one of my favorites by the same author as the Eagle poem I just read. And the poem's called Water Jewels. And this one might need you to look up some of the words to really understand what this author is visualizing when she wrote this poem. Then I picked another one. It's much longer, and I cropped out the title. So this one is almost like a riddle poem now, and you might need a dictionary for this, but this poem's about a specific thing that you might be able to visualize and draw. Then there's another one called Firefly at the very end. And again, these are poems that you might need to use a dictionary to fully understand or ask an adult to tell you what a word means before you start visualizing and drawing. Okay, after you pick a poem or several poems that are interesting to you, you need to choose how you want to share. And before I explain that, I want to remind you that if you have a poetry book or there are some poems that you can find online that you would rather use than the ones I found, that's great. You can use anything you want. It's up to you. The easiest thing you could do and most simple thing to do is just to use Seesaw. You might do a 2-page Seesaw screencast in the activity called Poets Visualize. Just share a picture of the poem that you're going to use so we can see the words, and then on the next page or next to it, share the picture that you draw. What did you visualize? What was the picture in your mind? A little bit more challenge would be picking 2 poems, sharing pictures of those 2 poems, and then sharing 2 pictures that you draw. So that one might actually be 4 pages or 2 pages, and you could decide how you want to do that. Now, for some of you that are really good at using the Book Creator app, I know some of you are out there that really know how to use this app and it's easy and quick for you. Maybe you'll choose to use this app and then export what you produce as a video and then share that within the activity. So the most challenging level here would be choose 3 or more poems. Definitely choose some of the 3 chilly poems from the document that we made for you. And then put the poems and pictures into a video using the Book Creator app. So you could actually have 3 or 4 poems where you read the poem and then share and explain what you visualized, and you could do that 3 or more times. Now, 2nd graders, I need to remind you that we're just giving you choices. For some of you, this might be really fun and something you enjoy doing. For some of you, this might be the first time you really try it, and we want you just to try the simple option, and whatever you choose is okay. But have some fun, and when you're done, share it on Seesaw with us. You don't need to read the poem. We just would like to see a picture of it so we can read the poem and then see what you visualized. So please don't record yourself reading the poems. Have fun, 2nd graders.